Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Let's go ahead and see who we're going to get a message for today. Okay, Cancer, you're up. Again, we read for you a lot. We're talking about 12th house energy, the unseen, and North Node. All right. So let's go ahead and get some themes for you. Cancer energy, 12th house. 12th house, as we know, rules spirituality, addiction, mental health considerations, the things we don't see, hidden enemies. You've got North Node energy, Dharma, what you're here to do or discover in this lifetime. What does the Cancer Collective need to know today, please, to help them navigate this energy? Again, this is for Cancer and Cancer placement, so take a look at where that sits in your chart. Okay, we had friendship show itself. New life. Boundaries. Earth. Fire. And healer. All right, Cancer. So what I'm getting here is that, with this 12th house energy, the house of the unseen, the house of your connection to spirit, you've done a good job establishing your own boundaries. We've had Saturn in Pisces, the natural ruler of the 12th house, for the past couple of years. And so with that, right, that's that opportunity to really connect with spirit, to really establish a spiritual practice. And it sounds like perhaps you've done that. You've established some new friendships or identified new soul tribe, and that's going to lead you into this new life, right? We're going to have, we have a lot of energy moving into Aries here, activation energy. So depending on where that'll sit in your chart, if you're a Cancer rising, right, you're going to find that in your 10th house of public image, career, ambition. And so a lot of the work that you've been putting in, right, that would put Pisces energy in your 9th house of belief systems. So there could have been a transformation really in your belief systems, allowing you to see your friendships more clearly, allowing you to be more discerning on who you partner with and why. And that's what's bringing in this new life. And you have really strong boundaries now, so that, you're not just a soul that's bleeding out for everyone else. In fact, right, you've been able to really establish a strong foundation with this earth energy. You know how to ground, while also harnessing your own creativity, right? And that spark, that passion. And those combined is what's helping you really channel this healing energy. So you're utilizing your ability to establish a really sound spiritual practice, stay really grounded, but channel that uniqueness that's truly you, Cancer, that fire energy, and use that for good. Use that in a way that you are able to heal those around you, those friends around you. So this is that new life that's coming in, right? Perhaps you hadn't really understood your own power, your own healing capabilities, because you didn't have great boundaries in the past, right? You didn't understand the power of your empathy, and you took on other people's emotions and burdens, not understanding that, those were theirs, and that wasn't your sort of burden to carry. But now that you've corrected that, right, and your belief systems have been renewed, you see things more clearly, you're making really powerful choices in your friendships, in your collaborations. And that's what's giving you this nice foundation to be able to lean into your true healing capabilities, those truth gifts that you natively have that maybe you didn't know or realize that you had. All right, so we had our little dragonfly serendipity avail itself, a fated encounter. Well, I guess I'll take them. Joy. Enjoy the little things with your new life. So that's going to be very joyful. Boundaries. Yeah. Give help, receive help, right? That is that counterbalance to you now having boundaries. You understand that, right? Where you should place your energy with people, places, or things that have some level of reciprocity, right? And so if you're going to pour into the cup, you expect equal measure in return. And I think that's right. Okay. With the earth energy, we have celebration, enjoy your victories with others. Very 3D, very friendship oriented. All right. With fire energy, we have belief, examine existing beliefs, right? And if you are that Cancer rising energy, Pisces has been going through that ninth house. So examine those belief systems, especially as it pertains to your creativity, right? Have you been told in the past that, or has there been some type of programming or conditioning that's taken place with you as a child that kind of says, that requires you to stay small and not really lean into your true creativity or celebrate it? Examine those belief systems, where they come from, and how to heal those. All right. And then we have, with the healer, we have in the distance. So this is closer than you think. An epiphany is awaiting. So it says, cycles repeat until the lessons are learned. Stop rejecting your true gifts, right? If you resist, you're still going to be brought to the lesson that, is here to show you the magic within you, the power within you. And so that test is probably much closer than you think right now. You'll be given an opportunity to confront that and trust your intuition is probably, right, in its most basic form. You're going to be presented with a scenario where like natural reasoning isn't going to get you to the outcome. 12th house energy, North Node, right? This is your opportunity to balance that spiritual practical axis here and trust your own internal belief over ninth house conventional norms, right? Because you've been doing the work there. You see things much more clearly now. All right, let's go ahead and see what the reading has for you here, Cancer. A lot of information in the oracle. I imagine if you look back at yourself 3 to 5 years ago, you probably look and feel very different. And hopefully in a very good way. All right. Yep. So 8 of Swords energy, releasing yourself from this victim mindset, right? Like this is the lower octave of Capricorn energy. I think you're seeing the ways in which you've gotten yourself stuck, right? And, there's like a little bit of a victim mindset there, potentially. But as you've been doing all of this internal work and healing, I think now you absolutely see how, underneath, how you've clung on to concepts about safety and security that you thought were here to keep you safe, and all they did was keep you stuck, Cancer, right? So with Aries energy now moving into that 10th house, I see pentacles here, cups. So this is all about feelings and work and, our values in your reading. You're seeing how to get yourself out of that. You're seeing how you've given away your power historically, how you've, followed the traditional, belief systems, and that they just led you climbing a ladder to nowhere. And, now, right, leaning into your personal healing and your unique abilities as a creative, grounded healer, you're seeing these opportunities for you to be more authentically yourself And the opportunity with that is to help you close out this cycle. It's been a very long, heavy cycle for you, but you're done with it, right? Once you embrace this trust, this idea that of reciprocity everywhere, right? If you act for the highest good, that's what you're going to receive in return. You can close out this low vibrational mindset, this low vibrational cycle, right? That attracts those types of energies towards you. You've been there, you've been stuck there because your mindset has been groomed, right? To be there, somewhat of a victim. I can't get out of my own way. Why is this happening to me? You're attracting that energy because you're stuck there. But because, right, you've been doing this internal work, you're making better choices in terms of your friendships, you've identified that you want a better, new, more joyful life, right? You're absolutely seeing that this is a possibility for you. And you know what? You deserve it. You deserve it, Cancer. And so with that, you're going to start to attract that. And to attract it, you got to let go of this old cycle. So you're closing it down. You're done with it. Now, the challenge for you is the Seven of Cups, right? So it might not be clear, and that's typical Cancerian, right? We're moving a little sideways here, maybe. You're not really sure how to go forward just yet. There's lots of options. There's a little illusion around, all right, so this cycle's done. I no longer want to, kind of be stifled or feeling stifled or stuck in this low vibe energy, but where do I put that? Where do I put that? And it might not be obvious in this moment. That's where we're going to have to really lean into that trust, right? The belief in the unseen, the belief that you are right exactly where you need to be with this North Node energy, connection to spirit, right? Understand that your intuition is going to lead you forward, and bring you to the place where you have opportunities to make new choices, to make the choice that ultimately, right, breaks the cycle, where you have that epiphany. And it's coming. It's coming. But, as you prepare for this, I think, the test really has to do with your creativity and your beliefs around it. The belief that you're good enough, the belief that you can lead, the belief that you can be an authentic creative leader and not sacrifice your integrity or your morals to do it, right? These are some of the themes that you need to be exploring and getting really sound and grounded when it comes to your ethos. Because once you do, man, you're awesome. Everybody wants to celebrate that. And so, here we have your outcome. You're going towards the Six of Pentacles, something far more reciprocal, right? You've done the work. You understand, you've created good boundaries. You know what good partnerships look like. You know what good friendships look like. You prioritize those in your life. And the outcome is that is what you're bringing in, right? Something where you're not pulling all the weight in a relationship. The burden isn't exclusively on you. You get to balance those scales out, right? And that's going to make you feel incredible. Now, what you do not see coming is the Eight of Cups. So you're walking away from something. And this could be challenging, right? I think when we think about the Eight of Cups, we're definitely leaving something behind that we probably thought was going to be very critical, important to us for the rest of our lives, right? You've been on this journey. You are leading up into all of this energy occurring, potentially Cancer risings, in your 10th house, Aries 10th house of career, public image, a legacy. It might change. It might not look like what it looked like 10 years ago. You maybe had a path that you thought that, or a track that you were going to follow. It's very different now. And with this transition from Pentacles to Cups, right? It's like, follow your heart, right? Because the material is just the material, and you can always be tricked into wanting more, high consumption. But what is it that you truly want? what is it that truly fills that cup for you? I think the belief systems around high consumption, more materialism, those are the things that get us trapped. This is why we climb the ladders. This is why we believe that the rat race is the thing for us to become a part of. But really, we just want to have a good time and celebrate, right? Your advice is to celebrate. Good friends, good company, sound beliefs, and identifying people who are truly good for you. You're moving towards your soul tribe. This is a transition for you. I think you've been hanging out with kind of cruddy characters for a number of years. They've been presenting as friends. They've really been foes, and you're over it. You're seeing it for what it is. Even though it's taken you a while, even though you still might go back and forth because there's some of that, desire to romanticize. I remember them when, that can't be all an illusion. It's not. You had those friendships, you made those connections, you learned really hard lessons from them. But that chapter is over, my dear. My darling Cancers, that chapter is over. You're choosing you. You're choosing a new, more spiritual path. You're choosing to embrace who you truly are. You're a healer, and don't just sit in that energy of like, oh, I'm losing out. No, you brought those people who you have to ultimately walk away from. You've been important in their life too. You've brought them lessons. That was an agreement that y'all made coming into this lifetime, right? We're going to learn from one another. And sometimes we choose to learn things the hard way, the long way, a painful way, even, right? Ugh, stuck in bondage, 8 of Swords. That sucks. But the fact of the matter is you've done it. You've done the work. You've put in the work. You get to close out that cycle. You're entering a brand new one, new, vibrant energy, more rooted in spirituality, stronger connection. You're not falling into low vibe fear, right? You're looking for joy, reciprocity, celebration. So be on the lookout for that fated encounter. That could be an indicator that, your test is coming up. That could be the catalyst that allows you to see these cycles for what they are. All right. So I want to just get a quick guardian angel for you before we close today. Cancer, you're doing great. Just keep going. Stay heads up. Get really attuned to who you give your time to. And trust that when it's time to walk away from somebody, it's happening for you, not to you. Yes. You're so tough. Angel of determination. Angel of determination. All right, let's go ahead and read that for you quickly as we close. All right, Cancer. Angel of determination. You have the determination you need to achieve your goals. You have received this card because your angel of determination has heard your fears about having the determination to achieve your goals. Do you have hopes and dreams you wanted to achieve, yet lack the determination to achieve those goals? If this is the case, then your angel of determination is here to assist you. He will help you set a timeline so you will be able to focus on getting closer to achieving those goals. Now is the time to write down your first goal you want to achieve. For example, do you ever feel stuck and only think about beginning something but never really go to the next step? Are you planning on getting fit? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to start to study? Whatever your goal is, don't despair, as you do possess the determination to achieve each and every one. Your angel of determination wants you to start focusing on achieving your goals by simply putting one foot in front of the other and moving closer to it. Determination is a strength we all possess within us. However, sometimes we can lose focus and not actually put our determination into practice. Now is the time to call in your angel, and he will guide you every step of the way. With this assistance, you will find he will give you the strength and focus to believe in yourself and the determination you possess within you. Your angel of determination will show you how to unleash your inner purpose. He will show you that you have the strength and sheer grit to see your goal through to fruition. Trust in him and begin that journey today. I have the strength and determination I need within me to achieve my hopes, my dreams, and my goals. Because Cancer, it's time to celebrate. Once you put in the work, it's going to be nothing but a celebration. So that's for you. You have what you need. You've been putting in the work. Keep going. Don't give up now. You're so close. Keep going. All right. Thanks for being here, Cancer. We'll see you on the next one.